All right, Shalom. Before I start, going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, B'chachrash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwath, learning, teaching, in truth and sincerity. Another video through the Spirit, your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. I came across this documentary called Exterminate the Brutes. And it's something, it's worth going to go check out. It shows you, the essentially how bad white supremacy is. It's a documentary highlighting the negative effects of Western colonialism across the world, and how specifically, when the so-called white man shows up, biblically speaking, it's to what? Kill, steal, and destroy, like it says in John. And then this documentary, y'all, it just highlights his track record, what he did to Gad and Reuben, what he did to us, Southern Kingdom, right, around the world. 4-part documentary series. Apparently, it came out back in 2021, but I'm just finding out about it. The brothers in LA had mentioned it last Saturday at their camp. So I went and checked it out. And it's one of the type of ones that has Esau all bent out of shape and butthurt in the comments. Why? Because they're being forced to acknowledge their demonic ass history. Contrary to what we were taught in schools, what the media likes to portray. They did not gain this land through noble conquest and fairness. No, you lied, you stole, you tricked people, you murdered and you raped children, y'all. Hey, in that documentary, it covers the story of Pocahontas, right, and her people. Essentially, the Edomites who showed up there, John Smith and them, they were living on their patch of land. They couldn't figure out how to farm and hunt, do shit properly. And so they just straight up went to the Gadites and said, "You gonna teach us how to survive, or we gonna kill all of y'all," type deal. And the man's response, Pocahontas' father, he's like, "Why would you kill us for something that's free?" He's like, "We're surrounded by food and land. Why would you? If you kill us, you won't even be able to survive." So they had Gad and Reuben under force, taught them how to survive, and then what'd they do? Right after Esau, started killing them. Hey, y'all, these people, the Edomites, the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites, as they're known scripturally, we have every reason not to like or to trust them. And any clown who is trying to tell you, "Oh, if you got hate in your heart, thou should not hurt Edomite," right? And we know by now that word there is a clerical error for Syrian. Anyone who wants to defend these people, you're a real scumbag. Let's look at how these people get down. And I forget the role that this woman is playing, but it was someone of the she's playing the role of a famous Seminole woman. His last name something Osceola. I forget her first name, right? You see here, it's Reuben with the Judites, the freedmen, right? The black slaves who had, got away and linked up with their brothers. And so Esau shows up, and what happens?
Give us back the American property you stole from our good fellowmen, planters, and settlers, and I'll let you move to the Indian territory the U.S. government has provided for your people.
You call human beings your property.
They're slaves.
You steal land. You steal life. You steal humans. What kind of species are you?
This guy.
What kind of species are you? And he showed her. And this is a reenactment. You steal land, you steal life. What kind of a people are you? Boom, straight to the dome. That's how Esau gets down, and we're seeing this occur over and over throughout history. You can't negotiate with the Edomites. You can't bargain with the Edomites. They show up to take life. We tried to bargain with them when we were coming out of Egypt. Numbers, the 20th chapter, right? Moses said, we not even so much as going. He said, man, if one of my cattle, drink of your water, we gonna pay you back. We gonna restore it. Let us just pass through. What the Edomites do? No, and came out to fight against us. So, if these are the people you want to stand up and defend, they're gonna remind you how they get down real soon. I got one more picture that I want to show from the documentary. I'm probably gonna play the commercial too. Hopefully they don't take the video down. The viewer's discretion is advised. Before I show you this picture, if you queasy, just go ahead and, look away from the screen. It's going to be a picture of Edomites dealing with a decapitated, dark-skinned fellow. Now, I don't fully know if it's a Hamite or a Jake. They're in some part of Africa, I know that. But these people are cheesed up and smiled up around a head on a pike. So I'm going to show it right now. So if you queasy, look away for a second. Right there. Head on a stick. They smiling and cheesing, trying to look tough. Frontiersmen. And this is what they do when they show up. When they discover people, all those people somehow end up dead. How does that work? Hey, so now let's do this. Let's go get some scriptures, y'all. First one I want to start with, a classic. We're going to go to Habakkuk. People keep thinking these people are your friends, and they're not. all the evidence in the world exists to show you that they're absolute fucking monsters. They're simply tools created by the Heavenly Father to, be our punishment. And soon they're going to get removed because they have to. Alright. Y'all. Got this right here. Habakkuk 2:16. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So this man has garnered a horrible reputation in the eyes of the whole world because of his wicked ill-doing. Right here it is. You have the word well-doing. Well, Esau doesn't do well-doing. He does ill-doing. He kills you. He lies. I don't want to hurt any of your women and children. And then he burns down your village. They're liars perpetually. They're murderers. They're thieves. That's how the Heavenly Father created them. That's literally what the Edomites were created to do. So if you're trying to convince people that they're ever going to do otherwise, what does that make you? A fucking liar. They've been what? What's it say? Psalms 58:3. From the womb, these boys ain't been right, y'all. That's just how they are. Psalms 58:3. Now I'm gonna go to oh, that's crazy. I'm gonna go to, what is that? The trailer. Excuse me. Right here, bingo. I'm gonna let this trailer play. It'll help give essentially, a real good synopsis of what's going on. And you can watch it on HBO Max. It's free. I was watching it last night.
Here is the story we have been told in Columbus's travel journal. They were discovered. But there is no such thing as alternative facts. There is something we need to talk about. 3 words that summarize the whole history of humanity: civilization, colonization, extermination.
Civilization, extermination. Excuse me. Civilization, colonization, extermination. Those 3 words summarize who, y'all? The Edomites. Because that's what they do and that's what they've been doing. Hey, that's why it says, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna come back. I'm sorry, but that's why it says this, Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. When the Edomites get to moving about in the earth, what happens? 1 Maccabees 1-9, evils are multiplied in the earth. When you read in the Josephus, what family began to cause chaos and death and havoc wherever they traveled? The seed line of Cain. And that spirit has, been resurrected through Esau. Why? Because the spirit that was in Cain would go on to be the spirit that was in Esau. This is what they do. Steal, kill, destroy. Civilization, colonization, extermination. This is what they do, y'all. They can't go unchecked or they will destroy life.
This is the origin of the ideology of white supremacy. This is me in the middle, and I just want to understand. Why do I bring myself into this story? Because I am an immigrant from a shithole country. Neutrality is not an option.
So you best duck, or get out the way.
It's time to own up to a basic truth. A story of survival and violence. We know now what their task truly is. Exterminate all the brutes. It's not knowledge we lack. You already know enough. What is missing is the courage to understand what we know.
We're miles apart,
Who are we?
but safe in dreams.
What if, from the beginning, the story was told the wrong way?
The story has been told the wrong way. All right, I'm hoping they don't take this part of the video out. If they do, I'll just speak over it. Come on now, y'all.
The nightmare is buried deep in our consciousness. So deep that we do not recognize it. And over the centuries, we lost our bearings. Because the past has a future we never expect.
Exterminate all the brutes. Who are the real brutes of the earth? Esau, Edom. And until he's put out of the way, there will never be peace on the earth, y'all. He's the real uncivilized one. He is the real monster. Because his entire mission is to steal, kill, and destroy. Literally what John says. Let's go to that. What they civilization, colonization, extermination. That's the history of Esau, Edom. All right. And if I have to edit out the clip, what I just did was play the trailer for that documentary, Exterminate the Brutes, and it just highlights, the atrocities that this man has done specifically to our people. All right. And it also shows around the world, right? His needless wars, his breaking of treaties, lying, right? Taking of culture, butchering. I'm talking about. And the guy, who's narrating, he's gonna, he's a Jake. I believe he is from one of the islands, if I remember correctly. And he's showing you how his life was, affected, having to deal with, the system of white supremacy, getting tossed to and fro, right? And it's funny, he said, I'm from a shithole country. Here it is. America been teaching everybody that anything outside of America, is a shithole country. But really, people are finding out that America's the shithole country. You had Rampage Jackson, who just, had that little live stream. He was saying, damn, man, it's better in different parts of the world. Of course. Even though all the earth is fucked up. But this is the whore. And the whore rules ruthlessly. All right. John 10:10, it says, a thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Hey, Yahushua was letting us know. Now, who on the earth fits this description? Right? You have little petty thieves in general, but who in the earth, as a people, are famously known for taking over everything when they show up, and for taking the lives of the people that were there? That's literally the reputation that they have garnered, and all that documentary is doing is highlighting it. And of course, they don't like it. Sirach 41, the children will complain of an ungodly father, right? Job 20, his bones are full of the sins of his youth. He's trying to run away from his, history, his track record, and now he's pointing the finger at everybody else and they mama. You just had that ISIS did that thing out there in Minnesota, right? That ICE officer, he shot that lady in the face, which was apparently it was a fellow white woman, one of his own people. Y'all, Esau Edom is so cruel. He'll do evil to himself. And what does it say in Sirach? A person who does evil to himself, what does it say? Let's go here first, and then we'll jump. Yeah, Sirach. Wow. Yeah, wow. I'm gonna start at 5. It says Sirach 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. No one. He doesn't do right by himself and his own people. When I was listening to the president in LA, their own people have to eat these poisonous foods. Their own people wear these clothes that leach, dyes into your skin. Their own people will have to breathe in this polluted air that's affected by the chemtrails. They don't give a fuck about hurting their own damn people. So how much less anybody else in the world, y'all, especially us the Israelites, their mortal enemy. They're complete monsters. Verse 6, there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And that's these people, y'all. They've been pretending to be nice, but their true nature is that one of maliciousness, and it's shining forth. And in these last days and times, we're seeing it as plain as day. So if you're listening to a guy who is telling you not to hate these people, you are listening to a deceiver, because these people actively hate you and actively do things to bring it into your life, right? You better know who your enemy is, Jake. Hey, stop playing. Hey, so this wasn't going to be no long one. Come check this documentary out. Exterminate all the brutes. Plain and simple. We give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rukhakhurash, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations. To all the elect Achim wa Akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom.